welcome to Win Philly today. I am Nakisha Hodge, I am your host, and I am the owner of Hodge Studios, where we film Win Philly. I am also a photographer, but we'll talk more about that later. I want to introduce you to my lovely co-host.
Hey y'all, I'm Dr. Heather Richards, and I am the owner and operator of the Studio for Sexual Health, Wellness, and Education. I'm a psychotherapist and a clinical sexologist, and here with one of my very good friends, Nakisha, at her studio.
Hey!
Where we film Win Philly.
Yes.
And we have a blast doing it.
So, for those of you who are just joining us, I want to tell you what Win Philly is. Win Philly is women in networking, and of course, we're from Philadelphia. It doesn't just mean that, we talk about Philly entrepreneurs. We talk about all entrepreneurs, even men. And we just love to share our tips and our experience being entrepreneur women, running our businesses, and we're hoping that it helps you in running your business.
Definitely, like we do. So, sometimes we kind of go off task a little bit as far as like,
because it's fun.
Entrepreneurship, because we have other things to bring you, because we are women who have lived two very full lives.
Yes.
So we have other things that we can kind of bring you and offer you tips and ideas around, right? So that's when we ask for comments. So if we talk about something and you want to hear more of, because we kind of just dipped on it a little bit, out of topic, write a comment below, leave and subscribe, and make sure that you sign up for the alarm so every week you can get the new episode and watch it.
Yes, and remember that new episodes air every Sunday morning, normally. Every Sunday morning we are bringing you new episodes, so I'm hoping you join us. And so important, for all of those new people who just subscribed this week, I appreciate you, I know who you are, and I am thanking you. Thank you so much. So let's jump right into it, shall we?
Yes, let's jump into it. Although, she tries to get out of stuff, right? So she does all of this stuff, and I'm trying to get her to tell y'all what she does, because it's so much. And I think,
I said what I did.
No, you didn't say everything. You said, of course, she's the owner of Hodge Studios.
Right.
She's also an artist, and what that means is that she does all this stuff. She's a photographer. She's a videographer. She's also really good at marketing. You do.
Well, that's why
What is it?
They pay me.
Yeah, so that's good. Like marketing. She rents this space out. So if you want to rent this space out and you're in Philly, hit her up.
DM me.
Yeah.
DM me, and I'll tell you where you can find the space. I know I try to talk about myself, but I don't like talking about myself.
I do. I love it, because I earned, of course my mama and my daddy, they made me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I made me. You know what I mean? With the help of a lot of other people around me, my family and my friends, of course, who I absolutely love. But you gotta give yourself your props. We're so busy, this could be a topic, working, that we forget to stop and kind of look at ourselves like, oh my gosh, Hev, you did this. You got this skin because you use coconut oil. You know what I mean?
Or you got this great hair because you've been doing your rice water treatment.
I've been doing my rice water. Yes, auntie.
Which is a great thing. Actually, you should share that.
I am. You know what? We should. So we're going to do that. Write this down. You got a pen. We're going to do a show about tips for beauty.
Oh, I like it.
Beauty tips.
Especially when you're in front of the camera, which we all are in front of the camera now with our selfies. So, yeah, that's good.
Because we're not 25. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm 45. 45. Yep, I did. I said it. And I know I'm looking fabulous.
Yes, girl, you do look
Thank
fabulous.
you.
And I love it. Yes.
So there are tips to be this way. We not just doing nothing, so maybe we can give tips
I like that because, a lot of people who hit their 40s, they're looking for, some tips, and they're going to Instagram and following these 20-year-olds. Stop doing your makeup like the 20-year-olds.
With them bright, I know.
No, and all the contour and stuff. No, that's not for us.
Mary just said that. Mary just said that. Hey, Mary. So my makeup was done by someone called Meredith Marshall, and her page, Meredith Marshall, follow me me on Instagram.
It's Pretty Makeup for You.
Heather. Pretty Makeup for You.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. She's amazing. So.
Yes, she is amazing. She's so helpful.
And we can definitely do a show around tips for you as far as aging and things like that.
Has time.
Yeah, she will. We got to tell her about next month.
So,
All right.
okay, so let's jump right into it. Our
Our
topic
topic.
for this week is the man behind the woman.
Whoa.
And what we mean by that is, you know, when you're an entrepreneur and you're a woman, you're out there killing it. You knocking down doors, you know,
Yeah.
being a trailblazer. You know, sometimes some of us, we have men who are, you know, our partners, maybe a silent business partner, or maybe your helpmeet,
Yeah.
or, you know, your cheerleader,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Or all of the above. We don't want no haters.
No haters.
Get rid of him. If
Yes.
he hated, kick his ass out.
To the curb.
Get it.
So, just for everybody who's watching, if you are coming from a different place, a different perspective, and you have a woman behind the woman,
Yes.
or a they behind the woman or man, or whatever it is that you define
Or a
how
sponsor.
you right. That so we're talking about all of that, but
Yes.
coming from the perspective of her and I,
Yeah.
we're talking about the man behind the woman because we both have a man behind us, right? So, just
You
to
have a man?
clarify, I have a friend. I have a really close friend who I consider to be my best friend.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes, and I think it's important for you to have your best friend as your partner.
I like the way you said that.
Yep.
I like that. So I'm gonna start this off with yeah.
And what do you have?
I'm married, so I
Bam!
got a bae or a husband or a ball and chain.
Who would have ever known? Like, I know this girl. I never, ever thought. It just didn't cross my mind that she would be like, girl, I'm getting married. That's how I am with all my friends, though.
That is
It's all odd to me with all kids and husbands.
I know, I think about it sometimes.
And wives,
like, oh
actually.
my gosh, I'm married. But it's great, and the great thing about it is that, I mean, he was also my best friend. For
Yeah, you
many,
guys,
many
yep.
years.
Yep.
We have been together for many, many years.
What's many years? Gotta tell details for the people. People want to know, right? Don't y'all want to know?
19 years.
Click like if you want to know. You want to know.
19 years in the making, and we just got married 3 years
That's
ago.
okay. You. You don't have to
We've
follow
only
society.
we've been married for 3 years.
3?
3 years. Yep. Yeah.
That went fast.
It did go
I
fast.
thought it was like 2.
And I had to count in my mind. Like,
Wait, no, you
hold
were
up.
pregnant.
Right.
Yeah, and I was 3.
Oh, so no, I got married while I was pregnant.
Right.
Yeah, so 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
Do the math.
But you know what?
Wow,
This goes to show that whatever your situation is at home or whatever, like if your partner, doesn't mean that just because society says you get married,
Right.
then you live together, then you have a baby, that's the order
It
that you need
doesn't
to go
work that
into.
way. For
So
a lot of
whatever
us.
works for you, right?
Yeah. Well, that's how it was for me. Other people, they don't want to be married. They just like being in a partnership,
Yeah.
and that's good for them. But I just want to say,
I got a question for you.
I have an answer.
I want to, because a lot of people follow the prescription that society tells you to follow. Get married, move in, have a baby right away. Do you think people should wait before they have children after they get married?
Yeah.
And why?
And why? Well, number one, because marriage is so different from dating. When you're dating, 9 times out of 10, you got your own place. Even if you're sleeping over with someone, you got your own space. You can
Yep.
just go into you, and then y'all meet up and you have your together time.
Yep.
When you get married, most of the time, you're together a lot of the time. And you start to realize little things you didn't know when you were dating for 15 years.
Right, because
Okay.
you didn't live together.
Because you didn't live
You
with a
weren't
person
married.
full time. When you have a child, that's a whole nother dynamic. So having a new relationship and a child, you know, some people make it work because they don't know no different.
You better tell
I
them.
know different, and I'm telling you, it's a lot of work to do this and that together.
Yep. You better tell them. So I agree with what Nakisha's saying because I see it a lot. People are now, in their late 20s, early 30s, ready to leave, get a divorce because they got married at 21, had a baby right away. Now they're 31 and are miserable because they don't know their spouse, meaning they didn't get a chance to figure out who their spouse was before the baby came along.
Oh, wow.
So now the baby came along right after marriage. And you you don't know this person because you're so busy being a parent.
Yeah.
That all got pushed to the side. So now your kid is like get a little older, is like a tween or whatever.
Right.
And you're like, oh my gosh, who are you? We gotta go on vacation without the kid? So
right.
It's really difficult for people, but some people do it. They come to therapy and they say, you know what, we realized we didn't get a chance to get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So now's our chance, and we kind of want to know how to do that without having the kid around. That makes sense, right?
Oh, for sure. And in the perfect world, you could have segments of your life, right?
Yep.
Like you can still have relationship time with, your bae, and then you have your time with your kid, and then you have family time, and then you have me time. That would be like the perfect, pitted schedule. So you have all this time plotted out for each one of these things you want to do. But that's not how life works, and you kind of are just playing catch up all the time.
Yep.
I know I am. So you're implementing everything together, and it becomes like a melting pot. You're just trying to make it work. Like you can't really have sex or
because the baby's right here,
right?
It's
Or
like,
the baby sleeps in the bed with you, which is a big mistake, by the way.
Yeah, I know that. So I'm a serial single person, and I say that in a positive way, though. I chose this life.
Mm-hmm.
I chose it because I know me. And I knew me a long time ago. I'm just knowing me a lot more now that I'm 45. I'm like, yes, I'm glad I chose the path that I chose. Because being in different relationships was amazing for me. Like, I got to know people. I love people. And I had some amazing men, amazing, who were kind, who were nice, but I just didn't want to spend my life with them. It was all right, because I said these things in the very beginning. Hey, I like you, you're good, but I ain't trying to get married. Like, I'm good. Like, we can be together, we can have fun, but I just want to know that you got my back and I got yours without the extra step, because I may not want to spend my life with you, right?
Isn't that kind of
harsh?
Yes.
It's not actually, when you're honest. Believe it or not, it may sound this way, people, but people respect honesty after they take the big bite of it and they're like, ooh, then they're like, you know what? And then people are all like, Heather, you're great. You know why I'm great? Because I told you the truth.
Right. From the beginning.
From the beginning.
Ooh. But how about when you're in a new relationship and someone tells you from the gate, listen, this is the person I am. I am not trying to be in whatever the case, a committed relationship, whatever, but you think that you can change that person.
Oh, I know a lot of people who are like that.
Oh, I know
I know a lot of women. Men don't readily say it, but they do think they can change you. Yeah. But they're not like, so I know a lot of women who think they're, they got sunshine down there and everybody else don't. We all do. So it's not like your sunshine is shining in a different light. It's like a different package. It's the package. It goes from head to toe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your whole thing. It's not what's between your legs. It's also what's between your ears too.
Yeah.
So I think going into a partnership not thinking that you can change someone if they told you the truth from the door.
They told you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the person I am, and then you're like, why is this person doing this? I don't understand. Like, no, they told you. They told you from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I think that you have to be clear on those terms. But I like the way that you're honest and upfront.
I've always been that way because it worked. I tried it out in a very 30 years ago. No, let's say 25 years ago, I tried it out and it worked. And I was like, okay, I like this honesty thing because I don't want to be caught up. you know, and I don't want somebody coming to murder me either. You know, I had a lot of trauma.
Wow.
Yeah, trauma in my childhood around, you know, people getting killed. You know, I grew up in the hood and all of that. And one of my girlfriends was actually murdered by her boyfriend. So
wow.
that stuck with me. I was little. I was like 16 or 15 or something. So
that's sad.
yeah, it was really sad. And she was 17. So it's like, after that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, so I gotta be honest. And we all have trauma.
Right.
We all have things that we kind of think about and grow from. Hopefully we grow from it, right? And that's why I
you
think,
better grow from it.
because if you don't grow from it, guess what happens? You repeat repeat, and nothing ever changes. And people say, how come my life's still this way?
Well, let's talk about how running a business, you know, you're wearing all these different hats.
Yes.
One thing that you touched on that I really want to just backtrack very quickly is having a business is just like having a baby.
It is.
It's just like having a baby. You know, people say, oh, having a business is like a baby. No, it's true.
Yeah.
Because you have to coddle the baby in the beginning. You got to coddle your business. You got to feed the baby and make sure that the baby is being nourished. You got to do the same thing with your business.
Yep.
And the same way that being a mom to a newborn takes your attention from your partner, so does having a business. So you always have to be mindful, okay, how can I still have a healthy relationship, but run a successful business that you can grow? And the reason that you want to grow your business, just like with your child, is that one day you know that when that child or that business grows up, that business can take care of you.
Uh-huh.
So how can
Take
you
care of yourself, of itself.
so that it
Hopefully
can take care of
you.
you. Exactly. So that you don't have to always be in that beginning stage taking care of the coddling and the nurturing. So how can you include your dude? How can you make time for your partner and not so much like always try to involve them? Like, you want to be the business owner, but you want to also have a good relationship.
Yes. I mean, you have to, this is where communication comes in. Like, you just can't be ignoring your dude. Like, I'm working. You know, you gotta send cute little texts when you know that you have been missing for a little while, you know, and then you have to include them, I think. You know, hey babe, can you come around and do this for me? Or can we do this together? Let me know what you think about this idea. You know, I include my friend in my business growing a lot.
Do you?
A lot.
How so?
I ask him a lot of questions around what does he think around policy, around guidelines, because that's his thing. You know what I mean?
Because he has that experience.
Yeah, so I'm like, babe, tell me, does this sound right? Or how would you word this in my policies, in my guidelines? Tell me, what should I do for this? You know what I mean? So his background is he's a psychologist. So it's like, he definitely has a lot of great wisdom around things when it comes to, if I see children, you know, I might ask him a question or two. But I'm also an owner of a nonprofit. So here's something. I thought including your partner or friend would be them being on your board of directors, right? But no, it really doesn't. So that's something that I had to learn.
Wait, so
because like I did, and he was like, no.
Oh,
and he said no because of X, Y, Z. Heather, no, because that's not a good idea. I'm always going to be here playing this role, but I don't think being one of your board of directors is a role that you want me to be on.
Right.
You know, because I'm your friend.
Right.
Because
and we want to keep our friendship.
We want to, and that's what he said. So I was like, man, boy, I was like, but then I said, I stepped on it. And every time I go to bed at night, every time I go to bed at night, I wake up the next day, it's like a brand new day. It's like a brand new day for me. Everything that I just forget about it or grow from it, and I'm like, okay, I forgive everybody,
That's good.
I know, but it's so
good
weird.
because you shouldn't hold grudges. It just becomes too heavy to carry.
It does, and I totally was like, I got you. But in him doing that and saying that to me, I found someone else who's amazing. So my board is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. that doesn't mean support. Just because someone says no, that is support actually.
So how do you think, well, neither one of us have the experience in this area, I'm just going to say, but what about people who do want to include their husband or their partners in their business? For me, I would never do it. I mean, I'll take your money.
Dang! Okay.
But, I don't want someone else calling the shots because it's my business. And I don't want to have to tussle with you over, well, I want to do this. And you're like, well, that's not a good business decision. Well, guess what? It's my business. But it's not because you
It's
agree.
ours.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea. So Tamala and
Oh,
David
just taking
Mann
the
do
money.
it. You know David and Tamala Mann?
The Mann Center?
Yeah, the Manns who have that show. They have a book out called Us Against the World. They're, the guy on Tyler Perry. He's, what's the guy? Y'all, Medea. He's the
one who had the show?
the dark-skinned guy with the David and Tamala Mann.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, for the people who know them, they are in business together and it works. I read their book. I actually met them and they gave me a copy and asked me to read it and tell them what I thought about it. And it was about marriage and staying married. It all comes back to communication.
Mm-hmm.
I think people could have businesses together. I would love to have a business with my friend because we have this kind of a similar background.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we could grow
Together.
some kind of therapy clinic together, and it just would have to be a lot of communication throughout.
Right.
It could work.
Maybe in another lifetime, but not with my boo.
Yeah, right. Right.
Not with my boo, because we think differently, and I like it that way. It's kind of like yin and yang, but no. So,
We are, my friend and I are yin and yang. We are.
Yeah.
However, I appreciate that though. Like
I
the gaps
appreciate
that I
it.
have, I love that he can fill them in with some sense sometimes. Because sometimes I be going left. And my baby like, listen here, let me bring you on back, sister.
Oh, that's good.
So, and because I do, I have all of these unicorn dreams. Like,
Who doesn't love unicorns?
come on back down here
And a lot of
to
fairy
earth.
tales.
But
So I think some of the really incredible ways that your partner can help out in the business is one thing, like you said, involving them in different things, not just menial tasks.
yeah.
But for instance, I always ask my husband if I, like when I was starting the studio, I was like, I really want to do this and I want to do that. So can you take me to get the things that I need and help me put it together? And he came here. He spent the whole day.
He still does.
Painted
stuff.
the floor.
Yeah.
Yep. He keeps our daughter when I'm here taping because otherwise we have fiasco like we had last week.
Which was adorable. She's adorable.
But he's so helpful. So I think. What about you? And your day?
So my friend, he does things for me. Like I ask him questions. Like I said earlier, like, what do you think about this paper? I do a lot of like paperwork stuff, and then because I have a nonprofit, I had to put together my board of directors. I had questions around that, and I had to do certain things. I send out a newsletter. I send out a quarterly newsletter now to all of my board members to keep them informed on what's going on in the studio, since they're all throughout the United States. And I said, here, what do you think about this newsletter before I send it? You need another pair of eyes on it to make sure if you have typos or if it even looks great, what do you think? And he always gives me great feedback. So that's how I include him.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so also one of the last things that I wanted to say was when you do have this business and you're spending so much time, I would like to just mention a few tips that I do to kind of, make sure that I'm putting in the time into my relationship, so it doesn't feel dormant.
Yes. I mean, just make sure also he's supportive. That's really big.
Oh, if he's not supportive,
That's
should
the
you
one
just
thing
get
I
rid
could
of him?
say. You got to have a talk. around how could he support you, what the barriers are to him supporting you are, and if he thinks that supporting you is going to happen in the future and how.
I like that. I'm happy she said that because I'm always just like kicking to the curb.
No, you can't. If you're married, like if you're married or if you're not married and you said we're partners forever, I mean, you could say that and it could actually happen. So you just gotta come up, hey, how can you support me? This is my dream, this is my vision. I know you're not feeling it. So let's talk about it because I want us to be on the same page with this.
Yeah. I actually have a friend who wanted to start this business. She's so amazing, and her husband told her no. He's like, nope, you can't do it. And I would have left.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Well, everybody's different. Some people leave, some people say, well, let's talk about it, and some people just don't do anything. So
yeah,
it's up to you and your joy. You got to figure out you and your partner's or spouse's joy.
But, that's not my area of expertise. So I think that's more of your area. But if somebody's going to steal your joy, that's definitely a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. So
tips.
One of the things that I do constantly to, just try and keep the relationship fresh. I actually like to bring my husband here and show him all the new developments and, make him feel as though he's a part of, what's going on in Hodge Studios. I think that's so important. And what's your tip?
That's it. My tip is just I want you to have communication with your partner when you're trying to grow a business because you won't be around as much as you were before. Then growing a business is a lot of work. You're the electrician, you're the plumber, you're the painter, you're the maintenance man, you're the carpenter, you are the accountant, you are the marketing director, like you are everything. So if there's something that your partner can add to that list to take it off of you, that would be great. But if it isn't, make sure you just speak to your partner around.
Yes.
Won't be having.
And in the beginning, when you have this idea to start your business, if it is before, while you're in this relationship, partnership with other, you should set your expectations or set their expectations so they know realistically, like this is the amount of time I'm gonna have to put into this business. This is what I will need from you. Just so, I think they understand what's coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I think it's that way when you go to school too. Because I remember being in a relationship once. I said, listen, I'm going to school because I have a lot of different degrees. So you got to go to school to get these degrees. And I would be in a relationship. I said, listen here, brother, I'm going to school. And this is how it's going to go down because I've been here 4 times already. So I need for you to know that I am not going to have time to cook, do this, do that. We're going to have to get a laundry service. We got to do this. And he was like, okay, I appreciate you telling me this. 6 months in, I left. Peace. Because I told you in the very beginning how I needed the support around this. Mm-hmm. We communicated. And then you decided you don't remember the communication. So just remember to talk to people in the very beginning and keep talking throughout. And if it's not working out,
yeah, then maybe it wasn't meant to be. Because if you were still with him, you wouldn't have met your new bae.
Exactly.
All right, well, that's all I have for today.
Me too. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you're new to this channel, please go back and watch all the other episodes.
Binge
comments.
Like and share.
Let us know how you like them. We enjoy talking to y'all. We enjoy talking to each other and being here.
Yes.
Also, follow me on Instagram. My handle is SexDrHeather, which is SEXDR Heather. Mm-hmm. Follow me on my YouTube channel. My videos are different. They're a little bit like educational around, these are educational, but mine are educational around like sex and relationships. Yeah, so
I mean, you are a sex
yeah. So that's it, and that's all.
Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this episode, and you can find everything that you saw here and more about me on my website, which is nikkitakeson.com. Have a great one. Thank you.
Bye. And we got Roll 'em Out.